Okay, let's start from Telegram. So I will choose Telegram. And when message is sent. The way you connect Telegram account is create new credential. Then if you don't know how to do that, you can click this Ask Assistant and it actually gives you all the, and it will give you instructions on how to do that. So the most important thing is to click this Start a Chat with Botfather. It goes into your Telegram, opens up your chat with Botfather, and then you can write /new bot and a name for it, add a name for it on this test4, because I have a bunch of those already. Now the same thing, test4, but I will add a bot at the end, and that's it. And if I click out here, I can start talking to the bot already. And if I go back, I have this token, which I can copy, go back to n8n, paste it out here, click save. It's green, which means it's good to go. And that's it. We have a Telegram account. I will use my previous one. Okay, and I made a test and it went through. I would like to use this chat to send either a text or an audio message, and we can be ready for both. So the way to do that is we will use a switch, and we will say that if this text from the Telegram trigger, if this text is not empty, so I will put the text out here, and I will say that string exists. I will rename this output into text. I can test the step, it goes through, and we are good to go with the text branch. Now, if that's an audio, I will need to make another test, and I will need to send an audio message. And if that's an audio, we will branch it out and we will download the file, transcribe it, and then pass down the transcription further, right? So first of all, let's create an audio message test, and let's test this workflow. All right, it goes through, but the message text is red. We will leave it at that because we already right now have the voice file ID because we just did the voice message. So I'll add another routing rule, and I will drag the file ID, voice file ID, I mean, here, and we'll also say if it's not empty. So if it exists, I will rename this into audio route, and I will actually, set the audio up top just because I like it. I will test this, and it goes through. It's successful. We have an audio file going, from the input through the switch into the audio route, audio branch. So first of all, what we will do is we will use Telegram and get a file. And for that, we will go into the trigger, voice, and file ID, and we will pass that out here, and we will download the file. That's the step. By the way, since we put the credentials, we won't ever need to put them again unless we want to use other credentials. So it's beautiful like that. And we just do that one time. Cool. We have a file. It's binary data, which means that we have a file. And now we will need to transcribe it. So for that, we will use OpenAI. So OpenAI and transcribe a recording. Cool. I have an OpenAI account, but let's make a new one. Create new credential, and we need an API key. So for that, you will need to go to platform.openai.com/API-keys, and you need to create a new secret key. I will create mine. And just copy the API key, and paste it out here, save it, and screen, which means it's good to go. Cool. Now we have the credentials, resources, and audio. The input is binary, which means it's a file, and we will transcribe it. And let's test this. Cool. We have a text as an output, which is exactly what we need. All right, so we will close this branch and go into the assistant. So for that, I'll go to Advanced AI agent. This agent will be called assistant. First of all, before going into this, I will add that chat model, so sort of a brain for it. I will use OpenAI chat model, the same credentials, and I will use GPT-4.1, the new one. All right. I will set it aside, and I will, for memory, I will add just simple memory, but I will increase the context window length to 50 because it sometimes goes, I will use different tools for this assistant. So this will be a parent assistant, which triggers child assistants. And this parent assistant will only trigger other assistants. It will not do any function itself. So that those child assistants can be specialized to handle, say, calendar, anything regarding calendar, anything regarding emails, anything regarding sales, CRM, warehouse management, stock, that sort of thing. Another one can be contacts, like, so this one will be only wiring through the information, which means that it can go back and forth a bit. So the context window, when it's 5, it can become, a bit limiting. I will change this define below into the key, and this key will be OpenAI's text. For now, I will change this, by the way. And if we close this and we test this again, test. Oh, I didn't add the input out here. Let me test that again. I will just save it. Test. Run this again. All right, cool. It's all working. But as I previously said, this is only when the message is in audio. I need to prepare if for a situation where the message is text-based. I will just connect it directly. But the problem with this is that if it goes via the audio route, the path that it takes and when it reaches the assistant is JSON.text. But when it goes the text route, the path that it takes is JSON.message.text, which means that it's not the correct prompt, right? So if I try to run this right now via a text, so I will just add a test. I will test this. It's giving me errors because it doesn't, the message that it went through, and it's out here. It's, as you can see, JSON message text. So what I will do is I will add the or sign out here. So it will try to run JSON.text. So from the audio route, from the top one. And if it's empty, it will take JSON message, the text route, the bottom one. And either one of those will be used for prompt. I'll just need to copy and paste this in the memory. So the key out here is the same. And it also gets its, the thread from either the audio route or from the text route, right? So now we can run this again. Let me just do this test. Cool. And if I add an audio message, test, run this again, it goes successfully via the audio route. So both of these work now. And again, this will be a parent agent out here. I will add tools and prompt layer. So to adding a prompt is a system message out here, but we will adjust this a bit later. Now, I want to do the output first. So first of all, what I want to do is I want to quickly get an answer back because it takes a little bit of time to add the Jarvis personality to make the text into the voice and to send the file back. So I'd like to have, structured data without no nonsense quickly in a text form. And then if I need to, I can wait for the file. So first of all, what we will do is we will send a message back. I'll take the Telegram. I'll do the send a message, send a text message, I mean. Same credentials, resource is a message, operation is send a message, chat ID I will take from the first trigger, so Telegram trigger, chat, and ID. And the message, the text out here is the output of the assistant. And that's it. I can test this and see that we get an answer back. Yes, I am your AI assistant. Here to help you with any questions and so on and so forth. Now we have this markdown, so we can get rid of this. Attribution, I mean, not markdown. So add a field, append n8n attribution, take this off, test again, and we can see that we got the same message back, but without the attribution. Cool. Let's save this. We have, actually, let's rename this text message. We have the text message back and it will be pretty quick, actually. But now I want to add Jarvis personality and voice. So for that, I will use basic LLM chain. And this will be Jarvis personality. And define below. And since I haven't wired it up, it doesn't know where to get the inputs from, so it will get its inputs from the assistant. And I will add a model, and just for now, I will use Anthropic's chat model. To add the credentials to Anthropic chat model, press create new credentials, go to console.anthropic.com/settings/keys, create a new key, test2, add. I'll copy this key. I will disable it, of course, after this video. And add it back out here again. Click save. Green means good, and we're good to go. And I will use 3.7. I'll close this down. And for the Jarvis functionality, I will take the assistant's output, and I will add a system message, which will be this: "You are Jarvis, a sophisticated and quick-witted AI assistant from Iron Man for specific information requests. If the user is asking for specific information, provide information in a weird way, but be concise, because I don't like those long messages. And some examples for general and casual comments, how it should behave, and that the output should be with the JSON output so that we can use this later." Cool, that's it. Let's test the step. And we'll get the result. "I believe there's been a slight miscommunication, sir. I am Jarvis, your AI assistant, not the other way around. Because I'm testing, it's asking me to, give it some work." All right, cool. All working, all good. So now we need to use this output as a text. We need to make this into a voice. And for that, I will use 11 Labs. And for 11 Labs, I need to do an HTTP request. And I will actually import curl command so that I don't need to, you know, set this up. So for that, I need to go to the 11 Labs documentation, to the endpoints and create speech. So the URL is 11labs.io/doc/API-reference/text-to-speech /convert. But, just go to 11 Labs documentation, API reference, and you will find it out here in the post, create speech. Cool. I will, just select curl out here, copy, go back to n8n, imports curl, paste it, import, and all of it is pasted. Now we have the URL, and you will have another sort of code out here at the end, because this is the specific code for the voice that I took. But you can take, any other voice. You can create your own, by the way, on 11 Labs. And if you prompt correctly enough, you can get very close to Jarvis. I've seen and heard people doing wonderful stuff. But mine will be just, a British guy, which is witty and funny and kind of an ass. All right, using fields below. This is all good. And I will need to add my API key from 11 Labs. You can get your API keys from 11labs.io/app/settings/API-keys. Create a new key. I'll take this key, copy to clipboard, and paste it out here. Right? And the text, if I wouldn't change this would be fixed, but I will make this into an expression, delete everything, and we'll take Jarvis personalities text. Cool. That's it. That's the step. We will get a file, a binary output, which will be a file. Cool. We get the result. And now we need to send that result back. And this will be Telegram again. And this will be send an audio file. We will use the same credentials, a message, send an audio, chat ID. I will check the binary file. For chat ID, I need to go back to the schema. Again, I need to take the Telegram trigger, the first message, the first trigger that we have out, the first node, I mean, the first thing that we did in this whole build. And I need to take the chat and ID so that it knows that it needs to get back to the same place where it got the trigger from. All of these seem good, and I will just change the file name into Jarvis MPEG. All right, accept. I can go to Telegram and I can see that the message is back out here, and I can listen to it.
Miscommunication, sir. I am Jarvis, your AI assistant, not the other way around. Unless we've experienced some rather dramatic role reversal I wasn't informed about.
Okay, all seems good. So this will be our Jarvis personality and voice. This will be our parent assistant. This will be our parent agent. And we will need to add tools right now, right? Because we are now empty, and even if I give the assistant, the agent, even if I ask it something, it will not give me anything because the tools are empty. Okay, so for the tools, you can add the tools directly out here, but what I would like to do is first add a system message and add multiple tools to it. And also I would like to add sub workflows so that the workflows themselves have an agent, which will be a child agent, and they are specialized to their task. So the prompt will be, I will change this into expression, and the prompt will be, you are a personal assistant. Your role is to efficiently delegate user queries to the appropriate tool. You should never compose emails, summarize content, or manually handle tasks. Your only job is to determine the correct tool to use. Now, tools available, you can have your own lists. I will have an email agent, calendar agent, contacts agent, calculator, research agent, sales agent. You can add more, but just know that the more tools you have, the more confused it can get, because the more specialized it is, the less there is, there are possibilities to make mistakes. Now, there are some information dependency rules, and I'm passing down the current time so that when I ask the agent, say, what I have on my calendar today, it knows what today is. So the way to do that is you open with double curly brackets, and n8n gives you options, and just select the now, and it goes through. You can see that it goes through. Okay. So now we need to add tools to it, and let me create the first tool, just a simple calendar tool. I will create a new workflow. I will name this calendar 4 because I named a bunch of them already. And the specific thing which will make this into a sub workflow is that we will start this not on manual trigger, not on chat, but we will start this with this trigger, which is named when executed by another workflow, which means that it will not run by itself. It will run only when executed by the parent agent. All right, so define using fields below. I'll change this into accept all data, and I will need to do a bit of a workaround right now to pass down the prompt. So for the output, I need to click this edit and pass down this manual JSON. So the query will be show me the schedule for today. I will save this, and now I have the query as an output, which I can use. Just like anywhere else, I can drag and drop it on subsequent steps. So I will add an AI agent. This will be calendar agent. I will do define below. I will add a query myself. So since I did that manual JSON entry, now I had this query. It was not here before. I will add a system message, which will be a prompt, and that prompt will be, your role is to manage the user's calendar by creating, retrieving, updating, and deleting events, and functions will be create event, just create events with or without attendees, get events, retrieve calendar schedules, delete events, to remove any event, and update events. You can add more if you want to. Notes, again, I'm passing down the current date and time so that it knows, because, calendar is important to know which time it is exactly. And default event duration is 30 minutes if unspecified, otherwise. If an event is with a person, which is added in the event, make that meeting's title, meeting with, and their full name. And if unspecified, you can get their full name from their email address, because my test data is like this, and usually in companies, your work email is your first name, last name, and the company's domain, or your first name dot your last name, or any combination, any similar combination. So we'll test this step. Oh, sorry about that. I need to add the model. And for the model, I will again use OpenAI, but I will use 4.1 mini. I don't need, 4.1. I don't need to be as fancy as that. For this one, for memory, I will use, again, simple memory. And for this one, 5 context length, context window length is quite okay. I will just do, manual definition, and I will pass down the query again. And now, since I passed down the query to both the agent and the memory, I can unpin it, because if I don't, this query will always be showing me my schedule for today. So I unpin it. This will show me as a problem right now, but it won't be, because this will now work as intended. All right, and for the tools, I need to use calendar. I will use Google Calendar tool, and this will be create events. The resources event, operations create, calendar will be the one that I want. And for the start and end times, I will click this icon so that the model is the one that decides, the start and end times. And also, I will add two more properties. One is attendees, which I will also let the model decide, and also the summary, which is the title of the event, which I will also let the model decide automatically. All right, let's close this down, and we have our create events. Now, this create events, the name of it should be the same as in the prompt. So this is create event, which means singular, which means I need to rename this create events into create event. All right, and I will add more functions to update, delete, and get all the events. Okay, all good. We have create event, get events, update event, and delete event. For get events, I'm using, the same credentials, same everything, just operation is get many. And the after and before dates are defined by the model. I am returning all, but if you don't want to, you can uncheck this and define the limit of the events that it will provide you. For update event, again, the same thing. It's just the operation is update, and the event ID is defined automatically by the model. And for delete event, same thing. Operation is delete. The event ID is also defined by the model. I'm letting the model decide, the specific IDs to update or delete. I will save this. And if I go back to my assistant, I need to add this as a tool, and the way to do that is call n8n workflow tool. This, from the workflow list, I know that I named this calendar 4, and the name of it needs to be the same as in the prompt. So if I go back to the assistant's prompt, I have this calendar agent out here. So the name of it will be the same. And the description will be call this tool for all calendar related actions functions. I will rename this into calendar agent. This one is not as important, it's just for me so that I can see clearly. All right, let's test this out. What's on my schedule today? I will test the workflow. It goes through, it goes into the calendar agent, gets the message back. I get the text already. You have one event scheduled for today. And Jarvis, I'm adding Jarvis personality, changing it into voice, into audio, and sending it back.
Yes, your evening rendezvous with Mr. Dunphy at 8 p.m. The realtor with enthusiasm that could power a small city.
And he's talking back to us. Right, let's rename this so that we know that this is text to voice. All right, cool. And this is audio message. This is audio message, and this was voice to text. All right, I can save this. So we have a calendar agent. I will add other agents, which I've done previously. This will be called n8n tool, and I will use email agent. This will be email agent. I will rename this also into email agent and call this tool for any email related functions. Done. Add another one. I have a sales tool, sales agent. This will be sales agent from the list, and call this tool for any sales, warehouse, inventory, what else? Stock, customer data function, because I have customers' emails in the sales agent too. All right, and we also need another tool, which will be contacts agent. This will also be contacts agent. Call this tool to get contact information for internal team. I think I have clients too, or customers. Let's hope that it's, it doesn't mess up and goes to the correct place to get information. And this will be contacts agents. And I think that I added calculator too, so, but it's as easy as just adding calculator. We don't even need to set up anything, so I will set it aside. And all of these will be child agents. Child agents. All right, cool. Let's save this. I'm done. Let's run some tests. So a bit of a, an easier one. What could be an easier one? What's on my schedule today and throughout the weekend? I'm running it through. It goes just into calendar agent. It goes back, thinks it through, sends me back a message, and goes through Jarvis personality, text to voice, and an audio message. It gives me a concise and professional answer quickly. And then, a tiny bit, a few moments later, Jarvis is speaking to me.
Ah, 2 encounters with Mr. Dunphy on the horizon. How fascinating that you've scheduled time with the enthusiastic real estate agent twice in one weekend.
Right.